are sitting down with Ty Jerome, Cavaliers should-be sixth man of the year. And Ty, we're doing a little something different today. Your float game is unique. It is different, and I know some of these guys behind us kind of learned the art of the floater from you this year. So I want to kind of find the origin of how you developed the float game and how the other guys have kind of picked up on it. When you started your basketball career, did you always have that as part of your arsenal, or when did that develop into kind of your go-to weapon on offense?
I think I started to use it more and more in like high school. It's just a way to just get a shot off when I got to the paint. You know, I was always never the most athletic, never the strongest or the fastest, and it's just a way to kind of like, as soon as I touched the paint, be able to get to a shot. And as I developed it, my trainer in college, Damon Altizer, we would rep out floaters, how people rep out threes. Like we would do spot floaters, you know, right foot, left foot, both feet, like go around the arc and just rep them out, how people do like spot threes and rep those out. That's how we would rep out floaters, and just to make it a really consistent shot, because you got to shoot at a really high level to be able to have the freedom to shoot them in today's NBA.
When you look at some of the advanced analytics, your shot making efficiency is through the roof. You're in the like 99th to 100th percentile. The shot quality metrics put you in like the bottom 2 percentile because they don't consider floaters good shots. Right. What makes a floater for you a good shot that may not qualify as a good shot for someone else?
Being able to make it at a higher clip, honestly, I think that's what it comes down to. Like, at the end of the day, right, the goal is to put the ball in the basket. So it's all about points per possession. So if you shoot a floater 10 times, you got to make it 6-ish times to make it a good shot. It's to be 1.2 points per possession, you know what I mean? Where if you make a three, if you shoot 40% on 10 threes, it's 1.2. And if you shoot 40% on threes, you're an elite shooter. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make that floater 6 out of 10 times. So it really just comes down to making it at a high clip.
What makes it so hard to guard the floater and your game in general? Because today's NBA, everyone's going fast, fast, fast. And you play slow, and it just feels like a complete change of pace from the normal guy that a defender in the NBA is guarding.
I think the biggest thing is like that's the shot that teams want to give up. You know what I mean? The teams want people to live in that kind of mid-range area, that floaters area. They want to give that shot up. So when you're making it at a high clip, it kind of like kills the defense. You know what I mean? Because that's what they want to give up. And I think just being able to play at my own pace is, like I said, I'm not the strongest, I'm not the fastest, but just being able to be crafty and play at my speed, I'm in control, you know, when I have the ball, when I'm on the court.
I was looking through a bunch of your floater makes this morning. There's a ton of options to choose from. Do you have a favorite floater this season?
No, I don't necessarily have a favorite. I mean, it's all honestly just reads, you know what I mean? Like as soon as I get a good angle at the basket, I'm gonna shoot it, and it's just a matter of if I get the angle off the first dribble or the initial bump, or if I can get it, if the defender's on my back, at what point can I get to it? So all kind of just playing around with different, I do that all summer, just playing around with different footwork, play around with different angles off the backboard or no backboard, and just kind of be able to be comfortable floating from all angles.
Have you taught these guys, has anyone asked you, hey, because listen, I'm talking to the camera here. I've heard your nickname's the Float Goat.
I don't want that nickname to stick. I don't like that nickname. Nah, I mean, these guys, I mean, everyone has a unique, you know, style to their game. You know, Darius is a really good floater too. I think he's the only one. Dre actually has a solid floater too. Okay. He doesn't get to it as much. He shoots more mid-ranges when he goes to shoot, but I think Don actually has an underrated floater too. He only really does it when he, you know, goes over the top and goes, and he kind of like layer float. But everyone has a different game, man, and I think if I was as athletic as Don, I wouldn't settle for those floaters either. So everyone has what works for them. Someone
told me that Kenny likes it, your floater game, and the deceleration step that you kind of taught some of these guys. Doesn't necessarily love when the other guys do it because he thinks they're a little too athletic to do that, and no disrespect to you, but you play at your own pace. Has Kenny ever told you, like, hey, Ty, this works for you, but I don't want Evan and Jalen and those guys doing it because you guys have different games? Truthfully,
I've not sat down with anyone and tried to teach them anything. Like,
for real?
Nah, I mean, if I'm not a coach, like if they come to me or like, hey, can I want to pick this up, or like, sure, but I'm not going out of my way to be like, hey guys, we got to learn this floater. Like, no, everyone has what they work on, everyone has their game. And like you said, it's not a good shot for everyone. It's not everyone's, like, I work on that. I've been working on that for 10 years, you know what I mean? So it's not for everyone to do, and just like there's parts of other people's games it's not for me to do.
Has a coach ever tried to get that out of your game?
Yeah, 100%. A lot of coaches have.
Clearly hasn't worked.
I think, man, you got to be yourself. You look at guys across the league, and you look at guys like Jalen Brunson comes to mind, and Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant, and just those guys that shoot that midi at such a high clip. And when you're making it at a high clip, it's a good shot. So really what just comes down for me is like, I kind of dove more into it. And there's still times where like you got to shoot. I'm still looking for threes. Like I pride myself on being a really good three-point shooter too. But at the end of the day, if the defender's giving me that floater, I'm gonna make it more times than I'm gonna miss it, and I'm confident in that, and I work on that.
With your ability to kind of get into the paint and make those floaters, I don't know if you know, but you finished in the 100th percentile according to Second Spectrum stats on the mid-range shot efficiency. When defenders know you can get to that spot, how much does that open up for the rest of your three-point game and getting to the cup and finishing with either hand?
Yeah, I think it opens up, everything kind of opens up everything else. You know what I mean? So like my ability to shoot the three this year has opened up, made it easier for me to touch the paint, because now guys have to get up, now guys have to run me off the line. Then the floaters become easier because I'm fully past guys. And you know, then the bigs know I'm gonna shoot a floater, they might step up. Now the pocket pass for the lob might be there. So it kind of just, when you can score at all three levels, it makes all the shots you get easier, and makes reads easier. I saw Steve Nash say this a while ago. He was like, earlier in his career, he was going to pass, and he was struggling. And then passing got easier when he started to score the ball. You know what I mean? And that relates to kind of the scoring at the three levels too. It's like, I can't go into the game like, oh, I want to get floaters off today. I want to get threes off today. It's like being able to score at all three levels can make you someone that can score the ball consistently.
You mentioned Steve Nash. Last one, we'll get out of here, Ty. Thank you for sitting down and doing this, but your game reminds me of Steve Nash in a lot of ways. The off-foot floaters where you're going with the left hand and left foot, and the finishes around the rim. Did you look up to, maybe not Steve Nash, but what were the players you looked up to that kind of molded your game into what it is now?
Actually, it really always was Stephen Curry and Steve Nash. When I was in like 8th grade, when someone first put me on to Steve Nash, and actually Dirk as well, because I was working on a lot of like one-leg stuff. That's when I started to work on it, Steve Nash and Dirk. Dirk actually dropped a documentary, I think it came out on Netflix, with his trainer and all like the weird stuff they do. And it was just cool to me, and how, you know, you can make shots off balance, and what an advantage that will give you. Like I said, I'm not the most athletic, like we all know that, so just being able to make shots off my right foot, off my left foot, and it's kind of, as soon as you get that window of like, there's the rim, you can kind of just be able to feel comfortable and confident making it, because you don't have time to get to 2 feet. You don't have time to get to the left foot or get to the right foot. It kind of just is, it's all a read, it's all a comfort thing, and the more shots you can make, you know, the better you're going to be.
That's Talking Hoops with Cavs should-be six-man Ty Jerome. Ty, appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Best luck in the playoffs.
Thank you very much.